Right, let's go ahead and get started. I know everybody is probably busy with wherever you are and maybe getting ready for some of you getting ready for bed, so don't want to keep you up too late. Welcome to the Duolingo English Test webinar series. This is a series we started a couple of years ago to connect our global test taker audience to top institutions around the world and hopefully help demystify the application process for you all as prospective students and obviously find opportunities to connect you with admissions offices. My name is Kirsten Sardi, and I will be your host today. I work with U.S. graduate programs accepting the Duolingo English test, and we're really delighted to have you all here today to learn more about applying to business schools in the United States. And we're so excited you're interested in pursuing a business school degree. We're delighted to have a wonderful, diverse group of students registered for this webinar. When I last checked, there were registrants from around 90 different countries, which is truly remarkable. I'm grateful to be joined by experts from three premier business schools across the United States. They're each going to present on their specific business schools and share insights about their admissions processes. And thank you so much to the four of you for joining us today. I'm going to ask each of you just to come off mute and do brief introductions. Thomas, could you please kick us off and share your name, your title, and institution?
Sure, sure. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody across the world. My name is Thomas Hill. I am the Assistant Dean of Recruitment and Admissions at Rutgers Business School, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Uh, Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Paul North, and I work for the Ohio State University Fisher College of Business. I work as the Executive Director for the Graduate Programs Office. Welcome again.
Hello, everybody. My name is Javi Carrillo. I work for the University of Notre Dame Mendoza College of Business, Assistant Director for MBA Recruitment.
Hi, everyone. You get a double dose of Mendoza today. My name is Michaela Elliott, and I'm Senior Associate Director of Graduate Admissions at Mendoza College of Business as well.
Thank you. Thank you all. So here's our agenda for the webinar today. First, I'm going to share a brief overview of the Duolingo English test, just for those of you who may not be as familiar with the test. Then our panelists will present information about their respective schools, each of which are quite unique and represent both urban and suburban campus settings, as well as about the business school application process. And then we will close with a Q&A to have the panelists answer some of the questions that were submitted when you registered. And we got a wonderful list of questions, so thank you for so many of you who submitted those. All right, so for those of you who might be learning about the test for the first time, the Duolingo English test is an English test that we say it's truly designed for you, the student, the test taker. The digital test can be conveniently taken anywhere there's a stable internet connection. You just need a computer, a front-facing camera, and a microphone. There are no testing appointments you have to make. You can take the test whenever and wherever is most convenient for you. The test is fast. It takes just 1 hour to complete as it uses computer adaptive technology, just like the GMAT does, which means the test will adapt to your specific English level, so you're not wasting time answering questions that are too easy or too difficult for you. Your results will be scored and shared with you within 48 hours, which in turn can be immediately shared with institutions through your secure kind of Duolingo English test dashboard. And we know there are a lot of fees associated with the college application process. The DET is $70 with no other additional costs. And so you can share your test results with an unlimited number of institutions for free. And our test is backed by research to accurately assess your level of English proficiency, which has led us to be accepted by and trusted by over 5,700 institutions worldwide and counting, including the institutions who are joining us today. Questions specific to the test after the webinar, you can chat live with our support team through your Duolingo English Test student dashboard, and they'll be very happy to help. So that's it for our kind of talk about the Duolingo English test. I'd like to turn it over now to our admissions experts, which is why you all are here today and joining this webinar, so they can share more information about their schools and insights about the application process in the United States to business schools. So let's head back to you, Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you. So again, my name is Thomas Hill. I'm here to talk about Rutgers Business School. I'll first tell you a little bit about where we are located. Rutgers is in New Jersey, United States. If we could change the slide, thank you. We are very close to New York City. We actually have three campuses, one in Newark, New Jersey, one in New Brunswick, and one in Camden. The business school is one business school spread over two universities. We are in Newark and we are in New Brunswick. We have a beautiful building in each of these locations. And again, we are located very close to New York City, not too far from Philadelphia and Boston too, on the East Coast of the United States. So a little bit about Rutgers University. We are one of the oldest universities in the country. We were founded in 1776, actually the eighth oldest university. Just FYI, this is the birthplace of college football. The university has over 69,000 students. We have 29 colleges and schools, which includes the business school. We have a medical school, veterinary school, nursing school, law school, everything you can think of we have at Rutgers University. It is one of the most diverse universities in the entire country. We have a big diverse population in New Jersey itself. Rutgers has over 400 graduate programs, 800 and more student clubs and organizations, and we have over 9,000 international students on our campus spread between our three campuses. So the business school, which is based in Newark, but again, as I mentioned, we have a location in New Brunswick, was founded in 1929. So we're about to celebrate our 100th anniversary. We are one of the older business schools in the country. The business school has over 10,000 students. About 8,000 are undergraduates. We actually have 5 locations that we host students. That includes Newark, New Brunswick. We have a space in Jersey City. We have a space in Morristown, and we have another location, satellite location, I can't remember where. But we have 29 graduate programs. We have 19 research centers, 250 full-time faculty, 138 part-time faculty. So I'm going to really talk about some of our premier graduate programs. But going into rankings, as you can see on the screen, we are highly ranked when it comes to universities and business schools. We are number 15 in the nation, public national university for our New Brunswick campus, number 39 for our Newark campus. We have the number 28 part-time MBA in the country. Our supply chain program is number 12. Through QS, we are number 55 in the nation for public universities. We are a large research R1 public business school. Bloomberg calls us the number 27 public school in the nation, and number 59 overall in the nation. Our quantitative finance program is one of the top in the country. It is number 14, and Poets and Quants has our undergraduate program as number 17 in the nation. So let me talk a little bit about our programs. These are all except for one, STEM programs. So we have a Master's of Accountancy in Accounting and Analytics. It is a one-year program. For this program, the GRE and GMAT can be waived. This is open to students who have an accounting or business school background. So moving on to our Master's in Healthcare Analytics, it is another one-year program we offer. Again, it's STEM. We have the GRE GMAT waived. There are scholarships available for this program. This program attracts a lot of people who have degrees already in the healthcare field who want to transition more into working in a thing like, in hospital administration. So one of our premier programs is the Master of Supply Chain Analytics. It is a 33 credit, 1.5-year program. Because it's 1.5 years, students are able to take a internship in this program. Scholarships are available. It is STEM, and it's one of the older supply chain analytics programs in the country. If you can go back one of our newest programs is our Master's of Science in Marketing, Analytics, and Insights, another one-year specialty master's program. The GRE and GMAT is waived. We have scholarships available. At this time, we do request an evaluation educational evaluation for our international students for this particular program. Thank you. So we have two finance programs. One is the Master of Financial Analysis, another one-year program. You can enter in either fall or the summer, GRE, GMAT waived. This program leads a student to towards the CFA. Again, scholarships available. The second is our Master of Quantitative Finance. It's our premier finance program at Rutgers Business School. It is a 45 credit program. So this means a student is in the program for 1.5 to 2 years. STEM, again, GRE, GMAT waived. This one does not require letters of recommendation. The turnaround time for them to look at your application is pretty fast for this program. Scholarships available. As I mentioned, it is number 14 in the US for quantitative finance programs. So another fintech related program is our Masters of Information Technology and Analytics. It's 30 credits, but a student can extend this to 1.5 years. STEM, GRG waived. There's scholarships available for this program. This program has 3 concentrations, which include cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, and data science, operations research, and business analytics. Another program we have, although it is not STEM, it's another fun program. It's the Master of Science in Business of Fashion, 30 credits, GRE, GMAT waived, and this one is held in either our Jersey City or Newark campus. And this is one for students who are interested in fashion, but also the business aspects of fashion. A program for the creative types. Okay, so we do have a full-time MBA program. It is one of the top 55 programs in the United States. This is a 60 credit 2-year program. We will likely bring the number of credits down to 45 coming very soon. There is a fall entrance. Again, it's STEM. There is a GRE, GMAT waiver available. However, we really recommend that you take either of these tests for this program. That enhances your chances of getting a scholarship. We do require at least 2 years of work experience. It has a video interview, and there are very generous scholarships available for this program. Our full-time MBA program has many concentrations. As you can see on the screen, we have analytics and information management, artificial intelligence, entrepreneurship and innovation, finance, global business, marketing, pharmaceutical management, real estate, strategy and leadership, and supply chain management. So one thing I want to talk a little bit about is, students, what do they get in addition to a great education? So we are really helping students on preparing for either an internship or job while they're in the program. So many times this starts prior to a student starting the program. We offer webinars to help students start working on their resumes prior to the start of classes. But once the student is in their class, in their program, they do have access to a dedicated career counselor. And this career counselor is, reviewing resumes, assisting in mock interviews, and helping with cover letters too. One of our goals is to really prepare students for the workforce. One great thing about Rutgers, since it is so large, we have many different career fairs. We have a university-wide career fair held twice a year. The business school holds 2 career fairs. Again, since we are on 2 locations, we have a career fair in New Brunswick and a career fair in Newark. These attract employers from all different fields. In New Jersey specifically, we have a large pharmaceutical and tech industry. In addition to that, we have specialized career fairs for certain programs. For example, we have something called a FinTech career fair that we have for our quantitative finance, financial analysis, and information technology students. One thing that we like to do is keep our alumni engaged. So we have many events where we're bringing our alumni back to network with our students. Many of our master students take part in different types of competitions where they are traveling, around the country and internationally to compete in different trading competitions, case studies. Another thing we do offer is doing business abroad, where a student can come to the program and take a class where they're doing schoolwork in a different country. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have. You have my email on the screen. We have a QR code so you can find more information about our programs. Again, my name is Thomas Hill, and please reach out if you have any questions about our programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. Again, welcome. My name is Paul North, and I work as the Executive Director for the Graduate Programs Office at The Ohio State University, Fisher College of Business. So today I'm going to be presenting a little bit about the university, a little bit about Columbus, and naturally about our programs as well. As you navigate through your decision-making process, whether it's applying this year or next year, one of the big things that I'm going to ask you to think about is fit. Think about if the right program is what is the right program, A, and B, naturally, what is the right school you want to apply to. As you will go through this webinar, you'll learn a lot about the different programs available from all these wonderful universities, but naturally the decision-making process lies with you in regards to picking which program you want to go with. And we're going to move to tell you more about Columbus right now. Next slide, please. So Columbus is located in the Midwest. We're in Ohio, actually, and we've got all these wonderful things that we talk about Columbus. We've got a lot of Fortune 500 companies located out here in Columbus. I'm sitting right out here downtown Columbus in one way. And right around me, we've got companies like Cardinal Health, Abbott Nutrition, Nationwide, Scott's Miracle-Gro, JPMC, JP Morgan Chase, L Brands, which includes Abercrombie and Fitch, Victoria's Secret, and so forth. So we got all these wonderful companies that are home out here to Columbus. One big thing that you want to be aware of if you're thinking about Columbus, it is the 14th largest city in the United States. We are known for our startup culture out here in Columbus. We attract a lot of young professionals. And I think it's more to deal with the cost of living in the city, as well as the safety that comes along with a smaller city out here in Ohio. So be aware of that. There are other cities in Ohio that are also large, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Akron, Dayton, for example, and they're all a drive away, an hour, 2 hours the most. So be aware of what Columbus has to offer in terms of being central to a lot of these businesses as well as these large cities. Next slide, please. Let's talk about Ohio State University. So the Ohio State University, we were established in 1870. We're one of the largest universities in the United States in terms of enrollment. So just know that the university by itself, even though it's huge, the College of Business is one of the largest colleges on campus, but some of the programs that we run are some of the smallest programs that we offer from enrollment perspective. So for example, if you're looking at a full-time MBA program, we're looking at tops about 110 students or so, so that's kind of a great opportunity because you're getting all the facilities and all the benefits and resources that come with a huge university, but packaged in a way where you're able to enjoy the community at the Fisher College of Business. So definitely think about that. We've got about 1,100 graduate students at Fisher and about 9,500 undergraduate students at Fisher as well. So a big campus by itself. Some universities out there are actually smaller than ours in terms of a college of business, so think about that. Living alumni, we got close to 580,000 out there. So some really good connections, engagement opportunities for you as an incoming student. Next slide, please. So this is what I was talking about in terms of our campus. Out there in the background, Thomas talked about football. Football is big on campus out here at The Ohio State University. It's a matter of pride. And right out there next to the stadium is our campus, the Fisher campus. We've got about 6 buildings or so, which include a hotel. And so if you end up taking classes or coming to Fisher, you don't have to worry about the rest of the campus because everything is available out here in one spot. And all the 6 buildings that we have out here in the picture are connected via tunnels. So if the weather's bad, you don't have to go out there. You could just take a tunnel to the next building, or to your next class. Next slide, please. So moving on to our rankings, I mean, I'm going to touch on this, but I'm also going to tell you not to use it solely as one criteria to pick your graduate program. Naturally, these rankings vary. If I do the same webinar next year, this ranking might not be the same, but it's a valuable resource, I guess, to start your preparation and seeing which programs, which specialties, which function you're interested in, what school you should be thinking about, but don't use it as the only element in your decision making. So our MBA rankings, we're number 24 right now in U.S. News and World Report, came out just recently. For our part-time MBA programs, we're number 8 overall in the United States. If you look at public universities, naturally, we're doing pretty good in that area as well. And then we have specialty rankings as well in finance, accounting, and supply chain management that's out here. We're very well known for our supply chain management, logistics operations area. So if you're interested in that field, definitely think about us. We do have a few graduate programs that I'll talk to you a little bit about, but if you're looking at the rankings, this is kind of a starting point for you. Next slide, please. So now I want to go into some of our programs that we have that would be available to you. Naturally, if you're an international student, be aware that the online programs might not be a good fit depending on where you live and the time zone in that country. But if you're looking at specialized masters or MBA programs, the top row is basically an idea as to what programs might be available to you that also are looking or offering merit-based funding. So for example, the full-time MBA program, it's STEM designated. It's about 60 credits to go through. And we have dual degrees for that program as well with our MD, JD, public administration, public health, and so forth. So you have an opportunity. If you want to do a full-time MBA, you could do it in a dual degree format as well. Now, be aware that this program is our flagship. And also, it's a pretty strong program from an outcomes perspective, i.e., jobs, salaries, and so forth. Our average salary, I think, this last year was about 170,000. That includes signing bonus, or 168 or something like that. So be aware of that earning potential that you have with the full-time MBA program. One big item that I would tell you to consider when you're looking at a full-time MBA program is the 2-year journey that you're going to embark on, because our goal from a program perspective is not just to give you a piece of paper that says full-time MBA, but it's actually an opportunity for you to build your resume. So you're going to spend 2 years with us, and we are actively going to work with you to help you gain experiential learning opportunities or gain those opportunities to put on your resume. So when you graduate, you're not just adding 2 lines to your resume that says MBA, Fisher College of Business, or MBA, The Ohio State University. It's also these skill sets that you're going to gain while you're in the program. So as an international student coming into the United States, having US experience is very critical. And this program will offer you that opportunity to get that experience while you're going through the program. So be aware of that. Finance, as you probably know, it's a hot topic right now for obvious reasons, the economy and everything else. And a lot of students graduate from that program. Again, this is STEM designated. So if you're interested in getting a finance degree, whether it's going into corporate finance or investment management, we have an opportunity for you out here. It's a 3-semester program. So you get to do 2 semesters, head out, do your internship, and come back for your final semester. Accounting is a 1-year program. Again, this is STEM designated. The laws for a CPA is right now changing. So be aware of that before applying to a Master of Accounting program, because dependent on what state you end up in, those policies might change and it might determine what state you end up in, depending on the CPA requirements for that state. And naturally, we have a human resource management program. And again, this is not a STEM designated program, but a very well sought after program, simply because of how HR is playing such a vital role in organizations right now. In the past, it wasn't that critical in terms of we did not have someone sitting in the boardroom that came from a HR perspective, but now that person has a seat out there, and it's becoming a really hot area for people interested in getting into human resources. The bottom row is our online programs and our working professional MBA program. All three programs naturally are offered online, but if you want to do the working professional MBA in person, you could do that too, but you have to be working full time, and naturally you got to be in town to do that. Next slide, please. All right, let's talk about financials, because most of you would be interested in the financials piece of it, because you're going to be spending a lot of money, irrespective of the financial aid or scholarships you're going to receive from a university. When you're looking at doing a graduate program, you might be a working professional right now, and that cash flow is going to stop. And so it's critical for you to make good decisions when it comes to your budget. And I would just want to kind of touch on that, because I'll give you kind of my story. I came to the United States similar to you guys thinking about a U.S. degree, and one of my big things when I was picking a university was how am I going to manage the financials, right? Because I left my job back in my home country. I came to the United States and I needed to live, needed to do my academics, and it became a huge burden when I was thinking about it. And one rule of thumb that I wanted to go by was to ensure that after I graduate from my degree, I have little or no financial debt over my head. And so and I worked as a 20-hour graduate assistant, by the way, in my MBA program that I was doing. And so I would highly recommend that you look at your financials when you're picking a program. We do offer graduate assistantships similar to what I did, a 20-hour graduate assistantship or a 10-hour graduate assistantship. 20-hour is a full ride, 10-hour is a half ride. And then we offer a cash award as well, or a combination of both those awards. Each program has a unique pool of funds, so not every program might be giving out a 20-hour GA. Some programs might be only relegated to a 10-hour GA and cash, for example. So think about that. Our scholarships are given out based on merit and program goals. So if you have taken the standardized test, if you have really good experience on your resume, if you've done some really neat things, we are really interested in you. Next slide, please. So tips when applying. Naturally, rule of thumb, apply early, because that's when there's we have a lot of funding available. And if you get rejected or put on a wait list, you have sufficient time to react and either supply new material or apply to other programs that might be interested in you. If you're turning in your transcripts, make sure that you're turning in transcripts from all the institutions you attended. If you're familiar with the US education system, a lot of folks might end up doing transfer credits from a community college or another university. And if you've done that in your home country, we require your mark sheets or your transcripts from all those different universities that you attended. Naturally, think about your resume, because that's an opportunity for you to brag. We are very interested in the wow factor. When I'm looking at your resume, I really want to know, well, what's so great about this person? Why am I going to be admitting this person? So think about the wow factor. Every bullet point that you put down in your resume tells us a story. And so review your resume, use this opportunity before you apply to kind of get everything situated. So when you apply, every item in your application is the strongest document that you can produce, whether it's a resume, whether it's an essay, whether it's all these different things. I want to chat a little bit about the essay thing. Naturally, there are so many tools out there, AI tools that help students put essays together. And on our end, we are taking into consideration essays, but we're also looking at writing sections of these different tests that you take to kind of have a good idea as to what your writing ability is. And so when you're doing the Duolingo or doing IELTS or TOEFL or GRE or GMAT, know that the writing section is a critical part because that's in a controlled area that we know you can't cheat on. And so we give a lot of credence to that element as well. So just a heads up on that. Next slide, please. So gonna end this section of Ohio State's presentation by inviting you to scan the code out here, learn more about our programs, download our program curriculum sheets and so forth. I'm out here available to answer any questions. I will put my email address in the chat so you can connect with me directly. And good luck on your journey as you navigate through the application process. Thank you.
All right, so we can go ahead and jump in. I want to be conscious of time, so we will fly through these slides today. My name is Mikkel Elliott. I'm Senior Associate Director of Graduate Admissions at University of Notre Dame Mendoza. We are also a friend in the Midwest. So Notre Dame is located in South Bend, Indiana, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive from Chicago, close to the Indiana and Michigan border, if you're familiar. I will go ahead and brag on our more affordable cost of living as well, access to the third largest city in the country, as well as our amazing community. Both Javi and I actually relocated to South Bend to work at Notre Dame because it is a truly special place. We were founded by a group of French missionaries led by Father Edward Sorin in 1842. We can go ahead and move to the next slide. When Father Sorin and other members of the Congregation of the Holy Cross founded the University of Notre Dame, they had a mission to create a school that would be the most powerful means of doing good in this country. Now we would actually increase that scope to be the most powerful means for doing good in the world. The founder of the Mendoza College of Business, Father John Cardinal O'Hara, was aligned with this mission as he said that the primary function of commerce or business is service to mankind. These missions are core to who we are at Notre Dame and a part of what sets our program apart. We are a Roman Catholic institution, but also Catholic with a lowercase c, we say, meaning wide-reaching, all-embracing. And this is evident when you look at our tight-knit community that both Mendoza and Notre Dame are known for. Besides all of this and being a top 35 program, we have a pretty awesome football team who went to the championship this year. We are all going all the way next time. I recommend watching Rudy on Netflix if it's available in your country to get a taste of football culture at Notre Dame. And with that, we've kind of taken that groundwork laid by Father Sorin and Father O'Hara and came up with the goal to grow the good in business. The Notre Dame MBA exists at the intersection of personal growth, business growth, and societal growth. It integrates personal development, a commitment to the betterment of business, and the good of all stakeholders. This is seen throughout the entirety of our portfolio of business programs, which Javi will tell you about next.
Thanks, Mikkel. So at Mendoza, we offer a wide variety of different graduate programs, some in specialized, most of them in specialized masters, but also our traditional two-year MBA and also a couple of executive program for working professionals. So the list is all there, a variety of different programs when it comes to in accounting, finance, management, and also in business analytics and nonprofit administration. Next slide, please. I'm going to dive in a little bit into our full-time MBA program offerings when it comes to our academic side of things. So we have a major minor format at Mendoza. So the first box there, you can see business analytics, finance, marketing, and strategy are the four majors that we offer with the full-time MBA program. The ones with the asterisks are STEM designated, so two of the four majors are STEM designated. And then on the far right, you can see a list of all of our minors. So students typically in the MBA program can take up to 3 minors in the curriculum. Think of it as electives with about 2 to 3 courses per elective or per minor that we offer. And lastly, at the very bottom, we do have two dual degree options with the law school and the Kiel School of Global Affairs. So you could do a dual degree at Notre Dame with the MBA program. But as I said before, that the top is what most students pursue is the full-time MBA with a major and a couple of minors. Next slide, please. At Mendoza, we understand that it's more than just working in the classroom. We want to allow you to practice your craft in real time. So we offer a variety of different experiential learning opportunities when it comes to any program you do. We have Grow Irish Weeks, which take place in the middle of each semester. So at Mendoza, we have module formats. So a set of classes will take you about 7 weeks to complete. And then in the middle of the semester, you go on a Grow Irish Week opportunity. These can be things such as mini consulting projects, work in the community. It's really dependent on the program you are doing and what you may be and what opportunities you may have. Some of these opportunities may be domestic, and also we offer international opportunities to do these 1 week Grow Irish experiences. Next slide, please. And I'll hand over back to Mikkel.
Thank you, Javi. An important part of your student experience is what happens outside of the classroom. So we have over 35 clubs and organizations to support students and their families with activities, programs, and initiatives to enrich their time at Notre Dame and in South Bend. Next slide, please. Know that our community is incredibly collaborative, diverse, and also competitive. Leadership and excellence is a core university value, but competition is not a zero-sum game here. Competition is really about becoming the best version of yourself and classmates working together to push each other. We can go ahead and go to the next slide. Part of that community is going to be your alumni network, which Javi will jump into.
Thank you. So at Notre Dame, I think one of our competitive advantages in the Mendoza College of Business is our unique cohort size. Our MBA program has around 90 students per cohort, and all of our other programs are smaller than that as well. So you're really going to get to build that community on campus with being able to network freely and more easily with your classmates, in addition to your professors, with average class sizes being very small naturally as well. So that's by design, and we want to have that be one of our mission growers as well. And in addition to to what Mikkel was saying with the alumni network, we have one of the strongest alumni networks in the world with over 260 global alumni clubs all over the world. So pretty much any major city in the US and obviously abroad, you're going to find an alumni club that you could be a part of once you come to the Notre Dame family and leave with a degree. Next slide, please. As part of career development, when it comes to obviously coming to grad school, you want to leave with a job. So our career development team, we have different teams for the different specialized master's programs, but also the full-time MBA program that we offer on campus. Our career development team works with our students to help with networking. They help with resume building, how to create your pitch for those interviews, prepping for interviews, and also having employers come to campus for different fairs or just maybe one-off visit opportunities. So you'll really get to build that camaraderie with the career development team on campus. Once again, having small cohort sizes allows you to more freely build those one-on-one connections with your career coach or career coaches, and really get to connect with Notre Dame alumni in these organizations all around the country and all around the world, depending on what your career goals may be, and to achieve those once you leave Mendoza or Notre Dame. Next slide, please.
All right, we can jump to the next slide as well. So these are the components of our application. This is relevant for each one of our programs. I'm going to lean into a little bit of what Paul mentioned and thinking about the right fit, talking specifically about our essays. Our essays, as well as something that is probably pretty unique to our application process, which is our PowerPoint slide. We seek to really understand and know our applicants, we say by name and by story, to understand how Notre Dame can really fit into the story of the success of your career. And so we truly encourage you to really be refining that why as you are pursuing graduate education and be able to articulate that story. We do have application workshops. And so I would encourage you, if you are interested in applying to Mendoza, to attend one of those workshops for your prospective program, to connect with one of our recruiters who can walk you through each piece of the application and answer any additional questions you might have. We can go ahead and move on. These are our deadlines. As you can see, we're moving into, we actually have an additional round 4 that is not on here. And so if you all are interested in applying, there's still options available for next year. Next slide. All right, we would love to connect with you. So please feel free to reach out to us after this event. Myself and Javi, as well as other members of our MBA recruitment team, are looking forward to connecting with you. Back to Kirsten. Thank you.
Thank you all so much, Thomas, Paul, Mikhail, and Javi. Thank you for the wonderful presentations on your schools and the details you shared, really the in-depth details you shared on the admissions processes and specific to what you look for in applicants. For our students on the webinar, you can see there are so many different types of business degrees to choose from. So you have your work cut out for you if you're still in that decision-making time between MBAs and the various specialized masters, and whether you want to study online or on campus, full-time or part-time. There's so many different iterations and ways that you can study business in the United States. I'd like to now ask our panelists some of the questions that you all submitted, because we had some really great questions for those of you submitting and registering via Zoom. And I'm really grateful to the panelists for answering a lot of these already, specifically speaking about merit-based funding opportunities and things like graduate assistantships at your schools, as scholarships and funding, understandably, was by far the overarching theme of the questions we received. I'd like to ask, actually, it came up a couple of times by students, if one of you all could answer, explaining the difference between an MBA and a degree in business analytics. I know you could, in some cases, do a concentration or specialization, but really, like, what is the value of an MBA, or how could students make that decision whether they should pursue one or the other, or getting a specialized master's degree in business analytics, and how a student should decide between the two?
So I can give a little bit of my opinion on the difference between an MBA and a degree in business analytics. So from my point of view, somebody going for an MBA is a person who is looking to do either a career change, or who's looking to do a big bump in their career. A business analytics degree is, a good opportunity for somebody going directly from undergrad who wants to get experience in analytics. I really recommend students, if you are going for a full-time MBA program, wait a few years, get some job experience, and then apply to a business school that's really going to help you in your career. I know all of us on this call, on this webinar, we represent business schools that do require work experience, because we are all highly ranked business schools. To me, that's the biggest example. If you were looking for a full-time MBA, you need the work experience, and it's something that's going to help you bump your career up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for answering that one. Another question we've got, and you all kind of touched on this, speaking about STEM degrees and things like that. Students were asking kind of what degrees do you offer that offer internship programs after completion of a business degree. And I realized we didn't really explain what the value or benefits of pursuing a STEM designated degree is. Could one of you answer what that benefit would be for international students?
I could feel that question a little bit. So naturally, as you're looking at US programs and universities, you will graduate from a program that would give you an opportunity to do something called an optional practical training. And back in the day, the optional practical training was just relegated to 1 year, and that was it. You were not able to work more than that unless you got or changed your status to an H-1B or an L-1 or a different work visa. But in the last few years, the US government has allowed highly qualified candidates that graduate from STEM degrees, science, technology, engineering, math degrees, to get an additional 24 months that they could utilize as part of their optional practical training. So a total of 3 years for you to gain some real world experience working in the United States that can then be utilized either to transition into an H-1B if that's what you want to do, or work visa, or go back to your home country and utilize that US experience that you've gained on your resume. So it's a great opportunity, but naturally that additional 2 years is only restricted to STEM designated schools or programs. Just be aware that policies change. And so when you're looking at programs or looking at what the policy is, please check with the program, as well as look at what the policy is in the United States about the OPT, and be aware of your rights and responsibilities, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're thinking you have 3 years, but you end up with 1 year, or you're on a visa that does not allow you to work in the United States, like a J visa, exchange visa, something like that, and then you can't do your OPT, for example. So be aware of the policy that's in place at the time you apply, and definitely ask the admissions officers that you're interacting with what their program is and how does it play out. And the best resource, maybe not us as admissions officers, it may be current international students in the program. So definitely hit them up, talk about their experience in the program and their ability to utilize that STEM degree in the marketplace to get those 3 years of optional practical training.
Thank you. That's great advice. Really, really helpful advice. Thank you. I'll pivot now, very much changing themes. We received a lot of AI related questions from students. So I'd like to ask one of those now. How are your schools, if someone could give an example, one of our panelists, how are your schools balancing traditional learning methodologies with AI enhanced approaches that maybe faculty are starting to utilize in the classroom? If you could share maybe an example or two about that.
I'll go ahead and jump in and say that within our MBA program, we will actually start requiring an AI course as a part of the core curriculum for the first year of our MBA students. And this kind of has a focus on ethical AI that is ultimately going to help students prepare for their internships. There's a few other courses that we are requiring of our students that are ultimately supporting the preparation for internship opportunities in the fall or in the summer. And so that is one of the opportunities that our students have to dive deeper into AI.
I will say at Rutgers Business School, many of our programs have had AI for many years. For example, our Masters of Information Technology and Analytics, our Quantitative Finance, and our MBA. But we know this is a growing field. So in the future, we are going to have a master's in AI. And with that, we're going to open up more classes for other, especially master's programs, to take electives within this new specialty master's program. And one thing we are working with our professors to do is how to incorporate AI topics into all of their classes.
I think similar to what Notre Dame and Rutgers is doing. So we just recently actually opened up a whole center in software development at the university, and that center is actually spearheading some of the initiatives that we're seeing right now in the AI area. AI is such an interesting tool that can be used in different ways, that our faculty are not just looking at it from an opportunity to train students in preparing themselves for the future job that they're going into, because that's what we're hearing from employers, where they're saying we're not interested to see if you have like coding experience in writing AI or whatever. It's more about how you're going to utilize that tool to be more efficient, to get the job done. And so that's where faculty are kind of addressing that issue. Naturally, in the classroom, students are using AI, and they're using AI on a daily basis to make things simpler for them. But going back to what Notre Dame was talking about, it's got to be done in an ethical way. And faculty are very worried that we might run into plagiarism or cheating or any of those things that would show up. And they're putting in checks and measures and that would ensure the students are using the tool, but not using it as the end all in regards to turning in papers or quizzes or whatever. So be aware of that piece. AI is making things simple, but at the same time, it's an ethical dilemma that our students are facing as well as our faculty are facing. And just don't assume that because you're using AI for certain things, you won't get caught in the classroom. Faculty have incorporated things into their syllabus that are kind of allowing students to use AI, but also making sure that there's no they're not kind of using it in a bad actor way.
It's definitely something that we're all grappling with in this our new kind of our new normal, our new world of working alongside with AI, but doing so ethically, and very, very important. Final question for our panelists. As students think obviously about employment opportunities when they graduate with a business degree, could you share some examples of sectors or companies that recruit heavily from students in your programs?
I could talk a little bit about that. So our program, and I'll talk about full-time MBA because I started this conversation saying that that's our flagship program, and we're very interested in seeing that program grow. So in terms of companies that recruit full-time MBA students in our program, naturally, this varies depending on program that you talk about. JP Morgan Chase has a huge facility out here in Columbus, and we see them pick up our students for the LDP program, Leadership Development Program. So that's been one of the biggest recruiters. Abbott Nutrition, they're downtown out here, and they recruit a lot of our students. Citibank is another one. And consulting is big at Fisher as well, where we have Deloitte Consulting and McKinsey recruit a lot of our students straight out of the program. In terms of what percentage of our students go into what area, about 23% of our students end up in consulting. About 20% are finance area, corporate finance in general. IB is not a big focus for the Fisher College of Business. Corporate finance is. And then we see operations logistics. That's about 23% in ops, supply chain management. So if those three areas kind of gel with you, definitely consider us.
I'll go ahead and jump in and say our employer relations are definitely stronger in consulting, finance, as well as tech. And then our top companies last year were Amazon, Google, Deloitte, EY, PwC, and JP Morgan.
So because of where Rutgers Business School is located, we are so close to New York City. We have students going into finance roles in places like JP Morgan, Citibank, Goldman. We also have students who are getting jobs all across the country because their degrees are in high demand. We have a large number of students going to Chicago. Bank of America hires a lot of our students from there. And we have more students going to banking centers around the South, like Tampa, Dallas, and there are big names down there as well, like Truist Bank, again, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley. Those places have outposts around the country where our students are finding jobs. In addition to that, New Jersey has a large pharmaceutical industry. Students go to those companies to work in supply chain, IT. Yeah, just those are some examples I can give.
Well, that's great. It's really, I think, helpful for students, of course, and you embark on this journey, you want to make sure you're going to have gainful employment and you have a kind of a clear career path. So really helpful to hear from kind of the employers and kind of specializations of like consulting firms and things like that that students can expect. And obviously, you guys don't work in employer relations, but obviously work alongside them with your colleagues. We will end our webinar now. Thank you so much to the panelists for the insights, the expertise that you shared today, the passion that you have for your programs. It's very powerful. I hope many of you students will consider applying to these schools as you consider the different business program options that are out there. If you want to join any of the school mailing lists, you can do so online via their school websites that they shared, or I'm sure be on the lookout for an email that these universities will share following today's webinar. And you can also find a recording of the webinar if you didn't catch the start of it, if you jumped in later, on the Duolingo English Test YouTube channel. Under our live channel, you can then watch this at your leisure. Thank you all again for joining, everyone here, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.